like just try to like just looking at like through pictures of like just people's like Instagrams that do like Bond girl Instagram, just like trying to get inspo. Like
I was like looking at like there's a bunch of different sites. I think Esquire had like, you know, all the Bond girls, right? They had all 55.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
And I talked to like
007. These are 55 different women you're gonna hook up with.
Yeah. Yeah. What is Bond's count?
No, you know what? I'll save this for me. Let's go. We
can start. We can just say this. We're starting.
Yeah. Okay.
Hi, I'm Adam.
I'm Nicholas.
Welcome back.
Wherever you ever, fellas.
Yeah.
And we're recording this the day before Valentine's Day.
Yes, in the morning. So no cocktails today.
No, coffee. Soon.
Yeah.
Soon. But since it is Valentine's Day weekend, we thought we've talked villains, we've talked gift guides. Let's talk love interests. Let's talk Bond girls.
Yeah. I remember I had in the Chicago Sun-Times, they had like this, I don't know, chart when Tomorrow Never Dies came out, and it had like kill count, what was the car, who was the villain, and how many girls he slept with in the film. And I think Roger Moore has the largest amount. the number.
Although the kill count is hilarious because you get to like Brosnan.
Brosnan, it's like, yeah.
Yes, it's Roger Moore. Yes, when one is in Egypt, one was Delve, whatever. So funny story. So 7 years ago, God, almost 8 years ago, I lived in Washington, D.C. And I ended up going to a trivia thing. It was like with some friends, we ended up just going to trivia of this charity. And it turned out no one knew this. It was Bond themed trivia.
Oh my God.
And this is like 2014. There was Skyfall wasn't out, Spectre wasn't out. Skyfall came out, there was no reason because it was Bond. And one of the questions comes up with like within, free, what is the number of women that Bond has, on screen hooked up with? I was exactly right. I somehow guessed.
Okay.
And as of Skyfall, I believe, now I'm going to forget, but I believe it was 48.
Okay.
Because every movie, if you think about it, there was at the time 23 movies. Every movie is at least two girls. That's generally the rule. As you would like to say, check the box.
Yeah.
The mid-movie one and the main love interest. And then it was like, okay, Quantum, there's only one. So for so, and then it's like, okay, well, Magic Secret Service, there's a whole,
Moonraker, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, so you gotta I rounded out and guessed, and turned out we were right. We won Bond trivia.
I would expect you to. I'd be disappointed if you didn't.
But anyway, after that aside, though, Bond goes. I mean, Bond, even going back to Fleming, he wanted to write interesting spy stories with a character who could just sort of dive in and meet beautiful women and go have adventures. And the term Bond girl, it's such an essential part of a franchise. Yeah.
And a lot of people kind of pigeonhole it and kind of divert into the Austin Powers sort of thing of just like nameless or just, suggestive name, pretty face, bangs Bond, he leaves. But, of course, there's more to it than that. And when I was getting inspiration for this episode, I was talking to friends of mine that are here in town or people online. I'm just like, what do you want to see going forward? If you're a fan of Bond, if you're a fan of the Bond girls, what do you want to see going forward? And basically everyone just said the same thing of just more inclusivity, which I completely agree with. But what's interesting is so many people understand and don't understand just the progression that the series has had with its female characters. A lot of people point and laugh at what happens in the old Sean Connery movies, but at the time, it was very provocative. It moved the needle a little bit every single film. So can't go backwards. But as we
and there's definitely some stuff from the Connery films we do not want to replicate.
No.
But no, it's really interesting, and I mean, there is I love Dr. No. I'm going to do an alk against Honey Rider. She doesn't really contribute to the plot in any way whatsoever.
Yeah, she really doesn't.
No. Iconic scene. But even going back to Fleming, his love interest had they were involved in the plot. They were, engaging. Hey, cat. They also were living like, this is the best thing about Bond goes, that they always are doing something really cool, except for Bond, without Bond. Like,
Yes.
Gala Brand was already doing her own thing.
Well, one of my
Case
favorites
was a smuggler. Agent Triple X, Anya, was a badass spy. Like, all these characters are doing things. I'm going to leave out Tracy right now and Tracy Investment, because that's a whole separate.
That is, they're kind of separate. Like,
yeah, but like every one of those, there's something. They're big hero types, so on their own.
Yeah. Well, I one of my favorites, like towards the top, is Natalia, who has her own movie well before she ever meets Bond. Like, if you were to take Bond out, her story is still interesting.
Oh, 100%.
Like that movie would still be cool. If you're, what's it called? Like the Bechdel test of, if it was Oromov and Xenia just messed her workplace up, killed all her coworkers, and she goes out for her own investigation and revenge, like, that's kind of cool.
I mean, if you did if you recut it, just like those like 3 big scenes of her on her own, and you get to that smash cut of her waking up, or like, smash cut to like when Bond wakes up in a helicopter and she's screaming at him, like that's a great thing. Well, like, I want to talk, like, I was like, we talk about villains, or like, the ensembles versus, doesn't have more hammy versus not, but like, I want to talk about some things that you do with women, those trends, but like, what makes a good Bond girl for you?
Well,
aside from being Grace Jones.
I like I said with Natalia, I like it that their story is its own thing. Like, if Bond never showed up, their story would still be cool. Like, your favorite, Quantum, Olga, her character, I forget her name. Camille, yeah. That story is still very interesting. It's the ones where if Bond never showed up, they just, Honey Rider, Tiffany Case would still just be, ripping people off. Like, it wouldn't be, the stories need to be compelling. The outside, like before Bond or after Bond.
If Bond hadn't showed up, Mr. Slate would have totally killed Camille, though.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
but still, it's a good revenge story. Like, there's stuff that there's weight to what they're doing.
Yeah, no, you could have done a story of how she infiltrated, Green's organization to get to 100%.
Yeah.
No, I feel like you need that, and I feel like this is gonna be such a. I have no knock against Britt Eklund, but like, Mary Goodnight was not the most engaging characters. And I feel like
I recently rewatched it and got a new appreciation for Mary Goodnight of like
she gets too much hate, no question.
But it's like, yo, you're not supposed to be here. You are very underqualified. Like, you're like an intern.
You're Strawberry Fields for Strawberry Fields.
Yeah. And it's just, she's in over her head.
Was it? And they could have, if they play that up for drama, you would have had something. But it was the exploitation era of Roger Moore films.
Also, she is stuffed into a closet while Bond bangs Maud Adams.
Not cool. Maud Adams, cool.
Maud Adams, very cool.
That's why she came back twice. But
and I hate it when some Bond girls get the shit end of the stick, like Maud Adams and Miracle Gun, Monica Bellucci, Inspector, where it's like, why did you even bother having them here if you waste them? Very early on. Like,
it's, I feel the need. I feel like you need an engaged personality that can sort of match. Like, you always hear, and I want to talk about this later, but like, this, she's going to be Bond's equal. You always hear that, and usually it's like in the spy action, but like intellectually, like match tete-a-tete with the words. Like, I try not to bring in Vesper, but like the train sequence in Quantum in Casino Royale, it works so well. Even I mean, Domino gets her own, like, she really gets to know Bond in that. Oh my God, Sylvia Trench, which is another.
Oh, by the way, that's who I'm like kind of cosplaying as today.
Oh, I see it. There's a golf club right there.
Yeah. I might not be wearing pants, so
this is podcasting. But no, like, Sylvia Trench matches Bond. Like, again, she's also good to, like, she's an adventurous sportswoman. Like, it's idea, like, they match them, and also they need to contribute to the plot. So maybe not Sylvia Trench, but it's like the henchman. If, like, they need to engage, it can't just be there to be the pretty face.
Can't just be the pretty face. And I don't need like I don't always need Waylon, Jinx, Nomi. Ironically, they're women of color, so I'm not talking about that. But like, I don't need Girl Spy. I don't need Girl Bond.
No.
That equals. Like, I want more
Anya.
like, huh?
Anya, Agent Triple X.
Oh yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, she
like,
works in the plot line there, but like she's
right.
That's the Bond equal story there.
Yeah, it's like I think that's a little too played out. Although I thought Lashana Lynch was awesome, and I thought that the whole
So cool
007 switcheroo was great, and shut up haters, we're gonna do it.
Bond retired, it's just a number.
It's just a number. Yeah. Because I remember
how many times did 009 die?
People gasp like, what? And I'm like, were you expecting someone else? Like,
yeah. What was Moneypenny? No, it's you have a new agent,
right?
007's the code name.
Mm-hmm.
Well, code number. But
I also like Bond girls that are just the complete opposite of like, but completely capable, like a Pussy Galore or something. Like, she's doing her own thing, and she makes the decision to do the right thing completely on her own. She does the whole tipping off the feds, and she's the one that actually saves the day in that one.
Oh yeah, and like she does her thing, and the only time she's ever in actually danger for like betraying Goldfinger is the very much she's just on the plane and happenstance. Like she does her thing. The flying circus does their, they do a fake out, and then she was fine. Didn't get into a gunfight. Didn't get endangered. It's all great.
It's an interesting plot. I mean, it's just a plot hole. It's like they had to get her on the plane. I'm like, Bond is going to have lunch at the White House
with the president
on an army plane. Why is Pussy flying it?
Well,
just she has clearance. She's fine.
It's also
now Girl Spy.
For you.
Girl Spy, that's my favorite. I mean, I love Wei Lin, but my favorite of the like direct equal, Pam Bouvier. That's one where the performance, Carrie Lowell, is just amazing.
And she's engaged in the plot. Like it works. It plays off. Like the endangerment for this and that. Like she saves Bond with Dario.
Well, they're at the exact same mission. They're avenging Felix. Yeah.
And it's great because it's like you get, I sort of mentioned this earlier with something like the check the box as a formula.
Mm-hmm.
It sort of became down the line. So you have your two Bongos, especially in the Brosnan era, and then also in the Craig. It's like the one he hooks up with in the middle of the film, who's leaves,
probably dies,
and then the main Bongo. I mean, Honey Rider shows up super late in Doctor No.
Yeah.
But you have
Tatiana Romanova is the plot.
Is the only one. She's amazing.
Yeah.
You have Solange in Casino Royale, who
dies,
gets off, and Strawberry Fields comes in
again. Yeah, I'm glad that I hopefully like No Time to Die kind of. I'm over the sacrificial lamb thing. It's just they waste them for they're fridging them is essentially like they're fridging them.
Yeah. If you don't know that term, comic book thing, it's killing the love interest solely for male angst, for heroic angst.
Yes, just to advance his woe just a little bit, and it's usually very unnecessary.
Yeah. Well, I was also thinking
the other one that I thought was effective was in Skyfall. And it kind of because of Javier Bardem is just so evil and just wastes her. Like he was never going to make that shot.
And that was great for me. It was more just that she and I loved Severine as a character because I love the noir aspect. I love the way that Casino Scene was shot. She was a femme fatale. She don't really see too often in Bond films, especially in the Craig era. Like you haven't seen that.
But also like in the small part she got some meat to chew on. Like you tell like she's someone that's been trafficked her entire life. And the second you're outside the comfort zone, she's terrified. And that was really cool. Questionable consent when Bond hooks up with her, but
yes, just straight up like that was a thing.
Oh, you just what?
You just Connery that.
Yeah.
That was not cool, especially
but the bit in the casino, like that's some great Bond right there.
Yeah, and just again, maybe this is more of a Sam Mendes, Roger Deakins thing, but like in Shanghai when he sees her through the window and she's just saying like framed in the lighting, it's such a wonderful like film noir aspect, film fatale,
Oh.
which we did not get many times. Worked really well. But one of my favorites in terms of like the mid-film Bond girl, even though it ends up not actually mattering story-wise, is Countess Liesel in For Your Eyes Only.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Cassandra Harris, rest in peace too.
Yes.
The late Mrs. Brosnan. But like she, especially because at that point Roger was starting to age a little. That is one Bibi doll. But like,
and I appreciate when they get someone that's a little more age appropriate.
Yeah, and like there was like a very mature, and I don't mean mature in like age, but like they're both very calm and relaxed around each other. Like it was instant flirting. It was like, this is cool. They're just like, hey, I'm here. Why not? And her death is genuinely dramatic. It's the messed up is when Bond kicks the car off a cliff, he doesn't, say this is for Liesel. The random Italian contact guy,
Ferrara.
Yeah. It's like, okay, like you had the perfect,
That movie's going through a little bit of a major renaissance. It had its 40th, and more people are discovering it and realizing like it's
great.
It's awesome. And there's shout out Thunderballs, the radio show, had a long chat about the stunts in that film and how, I mean, they're going to go more harder edge Fleming than Moonraker, and try to flip the script on the franchise. But there's 10 times more action in For Your Eyes Only than I think Spy Love Me and Moonraker combined. Like
the action's like really good. I was like,
really
good. The cross country ski, the entire like winter sports scene is nuts. The car chase is so great. The fist fights are brutal. I love.
Well, I mean, you have the humor of they blow up the Lotus, so you don't have the cool car for very long. You have to. Yeah. You just zip around on like a Volkswagen or something.
Yeah. Oh, the Citroen, and of course, Roger Moore. Like one of his, like, because he's always playing the charming gentleman type, but one of his just best deliveries is just the
the nod.
Love a drive in the country. Like, that was cool. Well, speaking of, For Your Eyes Only, because speaking of like the essentially who's Jacques Cousteau's daughter, Melina Havelock, like she's a character who is not a spy. She's not. And she's involved in the plot and is Bond's equal in terms of like he treats her with respect. They go through it all. Like when he finally tells her he's a spy, like it works. Romance. It was basically Camille in Quantum of Solace.
Yeah.
Like, okay, they hook up at the end on like Camille and Bond, but like it worked. I really liked that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, quick tangent. Yeah, that's like the For Your Eyes Only just has the weirdest book ending of any Bond film. It's this amazing, dramatic, cool spy thriller bookended by a very silly Blofeld thing, and then a very, very silly Margaret Thatcher cameo thing.
It's because it was like the Queen, the President, and then we do Margaret Thatcher. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was one point plans in the 80s to have Prince Charles and Princess Diana show up at one point.
Oh yeah.
I'm not. It was either View to Kill or it was supposed to be The Living Daylights. Both of which have been very weird.
Yeah, I mean, all the later Moors ended the same way of just like, oh, let's get in contact with 007. Oh, he's banging somebody.
What innuendo can we hear about it?
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's yeah. But okay, because you mentioned this, you mentioned Natalia, and even Tatiana's the same way. Like, I'm a huge fan of Man from U.N.C.L.E., the movie and the show, and the whole gimmick of that show really was like, aside from East and West working together, was that it was always going to be a normal person who gets caught up in the spy stuff.
Oh yeah, that's great.
And we see that's like all the Bond girls are doing their own thing, but like, what do you think when they do like the Natalia aspect of it? Tatiana, she's a complete pawn in Russia the entire time. Like, do you like that approach?
I do. There could be a little, I would love to see more of that. I feel like we don't see it often at all. I mean, also, Kara was,
Kara.
Yeah, but she was put up to kill somebody. Like, she was an assassin.
She's never had a gun in her life.
Right, exactly.
I can't do a Dalton voice.
Yeah.
She's also incredibly naive. Like, Tatiana figures it out. Natalia figures it out. Tatiana, it's like, James, we're free. Carl, we're on Soviet airbase in Afghanistan. I love the way Dalton says Afghanistan. So.
Yeah, she's a little too baby deer. Like, like just oh Yogi, like I'm just like, "Man, don't you? It's the Cold War. He's dangerous. He's a dick. Ah.
Or it's also like, you're not seeing the menacing blonde guy whose name is Death right next to you.
Yeah. I mean, so to that, like people love Kara. I think she's okay. Um, there are the Bond girls that just exist for the men, like Lupe in License to Kill, just trophy girlfriend. But you kind of need that, like. So let's talk about girlfriends. Let's talk about villain girlfriends.
Let's do that.
Uh, her story gets great, but like I always just love the fear when you have like the mob boss. It's like you don't dare touch or look at the boss's girl the wrong way.
Again, noir. It's such a noir element,
and
it's great. And with Sanchez, you had the I'm gonna get revenge. In Skyfall, you have Silva like, oh, okay,
yeah,
it works. It works really well when done right. Again, done right. I feel like we always end up going back to, or I'm forgetting the character's name, but Maud Adams in Man for Golden Gun.
Right. Yeah.
Like for a film that's really campy, the reveal when it turns out that Scaramanga killed her is great. And he just sits down next to Bond, just casually chats. It's so good.
Oh yeah. Actually, I mean, I don't like that she was wasted so early, like so quickly in the film, but she does have a cool death scene. She's just sitting in the crowd. That's pretty neat.
Yeah. Well, and if we're talking fridging again, because it's interesting when we have adult in films. This was like the height of the AIDS crisis, and so Bond couldn't really sleep around too much. I mean, Living Daylights is basically a one-woman show.
It is. Yeah. Well, yeah. There's implied hooking up at the very beginning, but it's very just innocent, tongue-in-cheek kind of.
License to Kill. You have Pam, and you have Lupe, which is that love triangle thing, which we hadn't really seen before, which is kind of cool.
We'll say. Get out of the way.
I must be dreaming. But no, when you get to the Rosin era and they try to play up their whole romantic side of things, maybe not in GoldenEye, but like Tomorrow Never Dies, yeah.
They
like
really
Paris.
try to make it like, oh, it's so. They really try to make you feel Terry Hatcher's death or Mrs. Carver.
Paris Carver.
Paris
as
Carver.
Carver's like, my wife.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, I mean, side note, since our last
like
video, I found out Vincent Schiavelli, Dr. Kaufman, passed away a few years ago.
He did, yeah.
Addendum.
Because the only other role I remember him that I can name off the top of my head is in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Nice picture. I switched to Sanka, Have a Heart.
But back to Paris.
Yeah. Like I like the fact that they brought back a Bond girl.
Yeah, like it's an interesting idea, and I think if done
just
better,
like some girls, like Paris Carver could have been like the chick on the boat at the beginning of Living Daylights. So it was just like a fling. It wasn't it was just whatever.
Yeah, which is a cool. And it's like, oh, and again, like Bond girls are doing their own thing. It's like, hey, I married the media mogul who's like unsolvable. Like she's doing her own thing. It's very cool, and then she gets got.
Yeah.
Did you notice that in the Brosnan films, at least 2 in a row, he does a lot of like kissing dead women?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a Brosnan. Yeah.
That was I get it.
With Electra, he does with Electra, does with Paris.
Does he do it with Rosamund Pike? Man Frost, yeah. He wants to say Gala Brand because the Moonraker movie.
I know, but like this is the best like $8 eBay purchase I've ever done.
I'm so
the fact that they did a giant character poster for Rosamund Pike's characters makes me so happy. More of that,
please. We've talked time of day. We love.
I wonder if she does, but I would. Betting man, yes, she did, and I kind of Buzz. Jeez, he's got opinions. The Brosnan ones, the Paris and Miranda are the ones that know, like, oh shit, I'm gonna die now, aren't I? Because I'm hooking up with you. Like,
yeah. Oh, and like that was such a again, dynamic. We've talked about it so many times, but like Miranda Frost just being like, I will not. I'm my own person. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna. Shit. Like there was like that deleted scene. Was like stills of it of like Bond and Miranda Frost in a hot tub in the Ice Palace, and like Gustav Graves is just there standing over them, which is okay.
Hmm.
You know, hey, good, have fun, guys. But
Yeah.
you know, is that yeah, like if like they want to stick to the formula, if they want to check the boxes.
I don't mind if like make new boxes. I feel like No Time to Die broke a lot of box rules. Like you had Leia Sado back,
Mhm.
Madeline, because
Who
I
is
feel like
better romance, just
right,
fine.
but I feel like even the filmmakers like they know that they biffed it a little bit on Spectre with her. So let's do this again and do it right.
Well, because we were saying like what is the bond going? You need chemistry between the actors,
Oh
and like
yeah.
they didn't have it in Spectre. They have it in No Time to Die.
Well, sometimes you have chemistry that is like we watch these movies not like ironically, but they're old and they're fun and like they're of their little world, and like wine. Some of them get better with age, and like A View to a Kill with we got Grace here. That's some weird chemistry, but I'm here for it. And Tanya Roberts, like this like geriatric man, and she's like 22. This chemistry is weird, and I'm here for it. I don't want to see it in my modern ones. Like it's fine because it's funny because it's an old movie, but don't do that now.
No. Yeah, it's also didn't Liz do have like an Oscar nom or win an Oscar? We go about like you win an Oscar, you get into a Bond movie.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just like a recent, like in the last like couple decades. Like if you're an Academy Award winner nominee, like they're gonna look at you.
Yeah, which I get. Hey, I'm here for that.
Yeah,
like yeah, it was chemistry. Like when we talked Monica Bellucci and Spectre, like as messed up as that scene is for many reasons.
yeah.
Like again, the screen sizzles between the two. Like I want to see more of us two together. I feel like I'm here for that. But now we gotta talk. We've talked like when normal people getting involved in the action.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta talk when it's Bond equal the badass, the spy. You're
Which is fine.
you're
But I
Agent
feel
of
like
X, you're Wayland, you're Jinx, you say.
Jinx.
A woman who speaks only in puns.
I know. And there's supposed to be a Jinx spin-off film. Which weirdly enough, like they in like several
Allegedly
said that a lot of the like the feel and like the vibe, I guess, of that movie was gonna be what Casino Royale ended up being. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like it was gonna be a very serious spy film, very story driven. Like I'm like, huh. Then you're gonna completely rewrite this character because this shit's just puns.
Yeah, like what is
She's
her
a
deal?
walking dad joke. Like
and you have Michael Madsen as her handler, her M, who's just basically just like say cool lines and smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, he's worse than like David Harbour's CIA guy in terms of just like,
he was at least droll.
Yeah, it's just I mean I love it when they do other American characters who are just corrupt and dumb and inept,
which is a very Fleming thing. Like I think I want to say the literary Milton Crest was this rich American monster who was just like brutalizing people.
Mm-hmm.
Where Felix
he's kind of like
American.
He's a in over his head criminal. That's the wrong people. Well, Bond put the money there, but but then you have like Pam.
Yeah. Who is great.
I think like the Pam and Jinx are very, very similar in terms of like, okay, they're both just CIA badasses. But the fact that I think Pam just has just better written, better acted, just all around cool character. Try to think now, like now we'll see. Now, where do you want it to go? Like in the next film, like
well, it's like you had, we all agree. I mean, who doesn't love Anna de Armas as Paloma, right? Like,
oh yeah,
there's a badass spy in almost a mold. I would say more of like Agent Triple X, Anya, and this is just like she's not done up as like the ultra badass type, but she kicks ass. She's helps Bond on a mission. I mean, I'm here for that. Or, if you're gonna do the Pam, Jinx, Wayland type, do it Wayland style, because you're talking like other movies like Natalia. There's moments in Tomorrow Never Dies where it's just like, Wayland just shows up on screen and disappears, and you could do like a parallel film with Bond popping in randomly.
Yeah,
and like she was amazing. Like I mean, you get Michelle Yeoh, she's gonna kick ass. You have to. She also is a great actress, and they had great chemistry. But like, she was an interesting character, a really interesting character. Like I knock Tomorrow Never Dies nonstop, and I will because it is a generic movie for so many reasons, except for Waylon, except for Michelle Yeoh.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
And Dr. Kaufman.
What I want to see, like with that, like on the Waylon side of things, but I would like to see a Mary Goodnight, but Daniel Craig in the first like 20 minutes of Casino Royale, like a new spy. Like she hasn't been broken in yet, but she's very just damaged and angry and blunt, and like the rough around the edges, not fully formed, way too violent.
Yes.
Like
where Bond,
where Bond is the one who's like, where Bond is the one who's like, calm down, have some fun in your life, like
have a drink.
Yeah, have a drink. Like, whoa, was I this way when I was trying to get my 2 kills? Oh shit, like that's what I would love to see. The Raw was like, what they say, like disenfranchised or SAS types, easy, expensive watches. Like the female that where it's like she's just been beaten up her entire life and has learned to turn that into her profession. She's going to be an assassin. She's going to her queen and country.
I wouldn't mind. This is such. I was thinking about Thunderball. I was like, there's a lot of Bond girls in Thunderball. I keep forgetting about.
A lot.
What was her? Maybe the actress's name, but Patricia. Who was the assistant who takes the cyanide pill?
Man, it's been a long time since
I know. I think Patricia Fearing was a doctor in Shrublands or a nurse in Shrublands, but like
it says that Thunderball is 2 hours and 10 minutes, but I think it's like 8 hours. I think the DVDs lie on the back of the box.
It did take a while to finish.
Time stops when that movie plays.
Yeah, and before we even get underwater, but like Bond has that assistant who is on the boat with him. She gets captured. Give me that type of character. Like she's like the local contact, like a Mathis type.
Yeah,
who actually is beloved. Just like this is trying to bring Vesper into this, but if you remember the Barry Nelson Casino Royale, they combined Mathis and Vesper into Valerie Mathis, and she's a spy. She still like ends up being helpless and kidnapped by the chief, but like that's a character.
Yeah, we don't really get very many, Station T Turkey, head of section. We haven't really gotten any female those. No, which would be a lot of fun. Of just like, hey, I'm the person that knows everybody. I can get you anything.
Like we're gonna be best friends.
Guide. Yeah, I'm your guide. What do you need? You need a hotel. You need money. You need chips at the casino. Like talk to
coffee.
Yeah,
alcohol, martini, shaken not stirred. Yeah, that's
like I would love to see that.
Like, oh my god, imagine. Okay, the scene in Automated Secret Service where Bond kicks all the henchman's ass and then ends up with the knife thrown in his Draco there. And he's like, "Don't kill me. At least don't let you have had a drink." Imagine if that was a thing, and that was the Bond girl's intro.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Isn't that Octopussy's intro?
Yeah,
when we first see her.
Sort of. I just watched Octopussy, but whatever.
If you know it, just again down here, Calvin, David, this is for you. You guys love Octopussy.
Yeah. And yeah, those are character traits. Like, obviously they I think they do great on like diversity and bringing people of color. They haven't done much like body positivity. Like I'm trying to think of like who's the only like larger women in Bond, and it's like the chick from Living Daylights.
Yeah.
Which like, I'd love to see. I'd just love to see more. Maybe head of section is just have different bodies that are beautiful in it, and like I think that they will get there. We're like, well, there can't be a female or a trans Bond person, but there absolutely could be a trans Bond girl. I don't see any reason.
And there was, I mean, it kind of
people are gonna shit themselves when that happens.
Okay, cool. Send a hate mail to head of section Turkey.
Section my middle finger.
Yeah, I would love to see more older Bond women. I mean, Gillian Anderson has talked for years about wanting to be a Bond villain.
Who?
Like Gillian Anderson, Scully.
Oh man, yeah, do it. Like,
do it.
Yeah.
Like, remember the report about Monica Bellucci? I think Daniel Craig was like, "Yeah, it's Monica Bellucci. Come on."
But like
we've had Bond girls be like, especially in the 20s. Give if we're gonna get a newer Bond who's gonna be younger, who's gonna be in like maybe 30s, they want to get him for like 5 movies. I don't know, give him like women are like there's gorgeous women in the 40s, in the 50s.
Totally. And yeah, I would love to see the, that Roger age difference, but flipped. This young Bond, but then there's some older lady who's seducing him. It'd be fun.
Yeah, he'll go for it.
I think maybe we talk about how Léa Seydoux got the shaft in Spectre, but I think it's also because she had Monica Bellucci as her lead in, and it's like, okay, yeah, Leah, you're cool, but like, wait, Monica how she's gone already? Boo.
And I will say this until I croak. Like, if you had just flipped Bond going to meet Mr. White, and then finding Madeline and Mr. Spectre, and then goes to Rome, and like Monica Bellucci, the widowed mob, the mob widow is the lady in love, and you would have a much stronger film, 100%.
Yes.
Like that's not like, again, No Time to Die. They do a lot of Madeline. They make her more of a character.
Mm-hmm.
You get more chemistry, but like, man, they just done it with Spectre.
We are glossing over. We're not glossing over. We've completely ignored the Bond girl.
We have.
Now that is something that
Solitaire.
No.
Sorry.
Solitaire is like I think one of the worst. I think it's just like when you watch that with a modern audience who's never seen these movies, it's just like, bro. Like,
yeah. But back to your
Money
point.
Penny.
Sorry.
Money Penny. Like, and that's one where you watch the evolution of the way that women and sex and all of that evolved through the films, where it's like, I always, in like my kid brain watching the movies, that they never hooked up. It's always just been playful work banter, which, I mean, right now will get you, you can't have playful work.
As she says in GoldenEye.
Yeah, this is sexual harassment, dude. I think I even love I like the one in World's Not Enough better, when he gives her the cigar.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, yeah, it's we were talking about like Bond girls who are doing their own thing. Like Moneypenny she's a accomplished person, and also in GoldenEye, in Spectre, she's got her own guy. I completely agree with Lois Maxwell, and I think she got screwed. I know it wouldn't have given us Judi Dench, but when they brought back Brosnan, it was kind of like a reboot. The best thing ever would be, Bond comes in the office and swivel on the chair. There's Lois Maxwell as M now. That would have just been just a perfect bow on all of it. Yes, light bulb. Octopussy. They give because
Penelope Strongbone.
Yes. They also had a new M because Bernard Lee died for Your Eyes Only. They had a new M. It was Roger Brown. You could have done the Moneypenny becomes M thing. I
could just see Lois Maxwell reading the script, being like, "What the hell?" Like,
I have a sexy assistant now, and I'm not M.
Assistant M, and I'm not M.
Like, who would have complained?
Then she's dressed like a set of curtains and A View to a Kill. I mean, that's just a bad fashion film all around. But
yeah. Well, okay. I definitely think I do agree. She and Bond hooked in the past, or was in Skyfall Close Shave.
Well, everyone, and that's the debate. And I've had a friend scream in my face about it once, because he's like, film language, man, film language. Like, they cut to fireworks. That means they banged. And I'm like, they could also be like, they could know that.
I've been
trying to throw you off
all the times. I not watched Spectre in a while because I don't want to watch Spectre, at least the second half of it. But like in the beginning of Spectre, when Moneypenny goes to Bond's apartment, Bond is dressed in like a shirt, and when she leaves, he's in a robe. I'm pretty sure that happened. I'm like 95% sure. If I'm wrong, I will call myself out for the next video. But okay, the one who definitely did not do anything with Bond was the Carolyn Bliss Moneypenny from the Dalton era.
Oh yeah,
like, which I kind of like the idea that she is just like really wants Bond. Like, hey, come back to my place. I got Barry Manilow. I actually liked it. It was endearing.
No, I know, and like, I like I call it the glasses, but she just played it as bookworm nerdy Moneypenny.
Which is what I think Lois Maxwell said she never wanted to do as Moneypenny.
Right. And in License to Kill, she's barely in it. Like, I'm just worried about James.
Even though she actually does contribute to the plot in Living Daylight, she's the one who tracks down who Kara is.
Yes.
Kara is.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. And then of course we have the Moneypenny was Moneypenny, Samantha Bond.
Yeah. I like
Who-
that. I mean, that's another age appropriate.
The chemistry was there.
Chemistry was there. She did all the films.
There was a
did
lot
great.
of innuendos in those.
Sure.
I mean, always were a cunning linguist.
Yeah. I do enjoy the end of Die Another Day. I think it's just stupid. I'm fine with it. Like,
I mean, as on a technology side, which is like, Nicholas, shut up. But like,
yeah, no,
it's a weird ending because that's.
But it takes an actor like her to sell that. To sell that we don't care about that this could never happen and VR is not in whatever. It doesn't matter. She's just playing
also
out
the 20 film payoff. Like you can't do that in say, okay, obviously no VR, but you can't do it in say like Diamonds Are Forever. You can't do that in Man of the Golden Gun. You gotta you gotta really earn that anniversary film. And I
would love to see in the future more like Moneypenny M dress up, so what I call it, like where they're in like Man with the Golden Gun, they're on the crooked ship and there's an office, or you go to live twice, they're on a submarine that has a full-on M's office in it. And then like she's like the rent-a-car person at in Diamonds, or no, she's a checkpoint, she's like military checkpoint.
Yeah, she's like customs,
that's right, customs.
Yeah. And
rental car
looks great. Like we talked about Conrad looking great. She looked great, especially in that outfit. I will say, and I know they did not give a shit because it's like, hey, Conrad's back. We're going on a Secret Service. But like, I'll bring you back a diamond. I would like a diamond on a ring. It's like his wife just died.
Moneypenny's savage, man.
Like again, I said like the Carolyn Bliss one was like really just eager for Bond, but like that was whew.
Made you feel
Tracy's not even cold in the ground. Which, okay, and I was trying not to bring up Tracy or Vesper because that's the whole other thing, but like I love Big Aga. She's just crying at the wedding.
Sure.
It's so great.
I mean, she catches the hat and it's a cool moment. And like, even though like they are always flirty and stuff, it's like you want you to be happy.
No. And like I know Bond doesn't wear a hat anymore. And like I know, like, let's just say they keep, Naomi Harris, let's say if they keep the MQ also for new Bond, whatever. I want more of, like I like the bit that Moneypenny is a trained field agent, but she's doing this. Like No Time to Die didn't give me enough of that. Like there was like great bit where like, Naomi says, I see why you shot him. Mm-hmm. Like if they actually played up a 007 Moneypenny banter there, but it was like just one line, one more.
I know. Yeah.
It was actually a cool idea and they just didn't go far enough.
Right. I mean, there's probably some on the cutting room floor, but like, I want to see more of that. I want to see more of Moneypenny, especially just doing stuff outside the office.
One of my favorite like little touches in No Time to Die is just when they go to Q's house and steal his wine, and Bond hands her wine, and she just doesn't even like, I'm taking his fun. This is great. Good stuff, Q.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
or a film where like License to Kill, where they like Q gets drawn into the mission. Skyfall, you had a lot of Moneypenny at the beginning where she's doing stuff, but then I don't know, maybe have her come in and like wreck house with Bond at the end of the film, like be part of the third act of taking down the monster.
Well, it's like if you're going to do like they actually until Skyfall. Well, okay, rephrase that. Die Another Day did this a little bit, but also Skyfall was like, we want to make this a London, we want to make it very British, right?
Yes.
Like why was even though he's rogue, why did Bond when he goes back to London in Die Another Day not like track down Moneypenny? Like, hey, I know M wants to kill me, but I need a favor from you.
Right. That's true.
Like, M sends Bond the key that gets him into the underground station. Why couldn't it have been Moneypenny?
Yeah.
And he goes there expecting to meet her, and there's M. There's your twist.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I want like, when we talk Bond goes, it needs to be always gonna be gorgeous. That's just gonna be the case.
Yeah.
But I feel like you need a good chemistry. You need good banter to let them actually talk. I mean, while I don't dislike Camille, there was not a lot of conversation, dialogue, tete-a-tete. I don't want to say exotic because that's such a loaded, problematic word, but like give them a little, mystique. Again, Severine being shot like a femme fatale was great.
And the ones that they
had
no idea what they were doing was in You Only Live Twice. Like they killed the cool one.
Yeah.
Then they bring a new one in
Who doesn't even get named.
doesn't do anything except wear a bikini. Well, she goes and gets the army, but stays in her bikini. Yeah. There's just it's just
like, okay, because like everyone keeps saying like vote for Cuba sequence or Paloma sequence from Time to Die is probably the template for the next Bond film, which cool, in sold.
Yeah.
Do you want to see a Paloma type character?
I want to see Paloma herself come back. I want to see, because I just love that they throw away that line of just like, next time stay longer. You know, I think she should just. I love it when they throw away the continuity, because the people we listen to, we're in the Bond community, we listen to a lot of the shows and stuff, and man, I'm salivating when I hear these just bitter nerds can't handle it, like their continuity and they need it. I'm like, ha ha, this is Bond. There is no continuity.
Again,
everything's made up for the points don't matter.
Fans, and we've seen the dumbest fights of this stuff.
Oh yeah, we're comic book fans. Everything goes back to the way it was. They'll blow it up. They'll do stuff. They'll kill the main character. They'll come back.
Every superhero's died and come back.
Every superhero's died. Yeah,
every single one.
I remember growing up. There's like they can't bring back Gwen Stacy and Jason Todd. Well, they did very successfully.
And if or Bucky Barnes. Hey,
Bucky Barnes.
Everyone knows Bucky Barnes comes back.
Yeah, and now he's a pop culture icon of this last decade. Is Bucky Barnes.
Yeah, it's you gotta give me Winter Soldier now. The twist is what the fuck.
Yeah, that was. Anyway,
back to Bond. Well, I'm cool with about Paloma. What I would like to see him do, if you do that though, instead of being like brand new with only 3 weeks of training,
right?
Have her be section chief. Have her be like,
totally. It'll have been. You can change the character and then evolve it or whatever, but like, you just do it again.
Again. Joe Don Baker from Whitaker to Jack Wade. Cool. Do it. Just do that kind of thing.
Sure.
Like, oh my God, Bond comes into Cuba and like she gives him a plane like in Goldeneye or something like that. Something like that. Just do that.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Totally. Yeah, I'm a big fan of like for whatever comes next to keep the MI6 crew, keep Q, Moneypenny, M, and just make, but obviously make sure the chemistry works. But I think it would, and I think just for fun because she was so popular and didn't get enough time, and Ana de Armas is still super young and on the rise as a movie star. Like, get her back.
Yeah,
and just give her a full role.
If in the new continuity, the character sort of works, bring him back. Like, I keep going back to the fact that Michelle Yeoh Wei-Lim was supposed to be in Die Another Day. She was supposed to be the contact in Hong Kong.
Yeah,
and I think it's just scheduling didn't work out. But we got some random hotel guy. How cool would it have been? Just like the idea of like, she was Bond's equal. They dated, whatever. They hugged, and she's gone. She's doing her own thing, and she's like, we are on good terms. Like that would have been a cool thing to do. So maybe try that if it works next time. If you get like a great character like that.
Yeah. They have those ideas every once in a while, and like it just, I think there was talk that who's like Roger Moore wanted to come and be a villain. Sean Connery was supposed to be Kincaid.
Yeah,
which on paper is like, oh, that's cool, but that would be the most distracting thing on earth.
Yeah. Also, Robert Finney is amazing.
He's amazing in it. And
it wasn't like they got some like schlubby Sandin. They got Robert Finney.
Yeah. If we had Sean back, like we'd stop watching everybody else.
Yeah, and we would miss all the cool bits of like,
we'd stop caring about the Silva M story. We were just like, oh my God, Sean Connery. Like,
like the best part of Skyfall, in my opinion, is when the Aston Martin gets blown up and you just see the anger in Bond's face. That would have been lost.
That like, we talk about like movie moments. We should do an episode of that about that, of just like certain moments that the audience just goes nuts over. The
March episodes.
Yeah, revealing the Aston Martin got a huge pop when I saw it in the theater. And then probably the biggest laugh of the one is his face when he gets blown up. So we're just like, oh, you're fucked now, guys.
Get shot, doesn't worry.
Pissed him off.
You kill Severine, he gets a little upset about that, but like
the car, man, they blew up the fucking car.
which is just like I love No Time to Die. The implication for the opening credits is like to truly get away from Spectre, he had to ditch the car, and that hurt more than giving up Madeline. That hurt more.
Yeah, right.
Boy, this
Ugh.
Bond loves his car. But we need to wrap this up. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask for a worst because all Bond girls are great. Villains are bad.
No,
sometimes.
I mean, no, really, truly, I
Yeah.
don't dislike really. I mean, I guess you say you only live twice. Really, just poor planning, poor writing. Like the whole Kissy character didn't need to happen. It could have kept Aki the whole time. It would have been way more interesting.
Wasn't like they were sticking true to the book. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But favorite.
yeah.
Favorite. Okay. Favorite with a caveat, but you cannot choose Vesper, Tracy, or Moneypenny.
Oh,
Yeah, because I know where you and I both go.
well, I'm going Natalia then. Right? Yeah, Natalia.
Yeah.
What about you?
I almost want to say Million. No, I'm going for Waylon.
Hell yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Like it's just a thing of like great actress, great chemistry, even in a bad movie. And again, doing her own thing, engage in the plot in a useful way, and just the motorcycle chase in Run Over Dies, like they're back and forth. You want to see that. If that movie had been like that, would have been a top.
You talk
top
about like
episode.
Tomorrow Never Dies, kind of like a by the numbers movie, but that's not. That motorcycle chase is like that's next level stuff. That's great. Stunt work. It's a fun idea. Yeah.
And if a director, he apparently told them both beforehand, you're gonna drive, no, you're gonna drive. So when I get like that was like a real bit of like, no, I should be on the bike. It's a great,
yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, that was good. But that was our bongo discussion, friends.
Yeah.
Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, all.
Don't really have a word of advice for you, but be well. We'll be back. I'm Nicholas.
I'm Adam.
Wherever, fellas. We'll see you real soon.